Hi, welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Laura. Hi, hello, welcome. Today we are going to do a really exciting video. It's a 3 looks, 1 palette using the Profusion Chocolates palette. This guy here, this beautiful, beautiful palette here. This palette was This palette was gifted to me by Hayleigh. I will have her linked up in the cards and down below in the description box. She is my soul sister. Love her dearly. If you haven't checked her out, I don't know why not. She's so freaking funny. Like, all of her intros and her videos are just so funny, and she just has some great, stories to share. But I'm going to be doing a 3 looks, 1 palette using this palette here. I love this palette. Just a little spoiler. So if you want to see, this is actually look number 3 in this. So I will have timestamps listed down below. So you can just, if you are interested in certain looks, you can just click them, see the look if you want to see the look, kind of thing. So if you want to see how I got this look and 2 other looks using the Profusion's chocolate palette, maybe you need some inspiration, just keep watching. So we're all zoomed in for look number 1. I'm just going to get started. I have an appointment that I am going to today. So I have to look like put together, but like neutrally put together, you know? So first I'm going to pick up Likeable, which is this guy here. Like, the only downside of this Profusion palette is there's no mirror. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to use Likeable as my like initial transition. So next I'm going to go in with Adventurous, that shade there. Just going to pick it up on another like fluffy blending brush, and that's going to go a little bit lower in the crease. So I have to get ready pretty quickly today. My appointment is in like 2 hours. Yeah, in 2.5 hours. Okay, so that is done, which I like how this looks right now. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is go in with Groovy. That's this guy here. The matte like chocolatey brown. And we're going to put that on the outer third of the eye. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with the brushes that I was using before. So in with the brush that had Adventurous on it, no product, just a blend. And then the brush that had Likeable on it. Again, just a blend. I like how that's looking. It's like a nice daytime kind of smoky eye. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of VIP, which is the black that has a little bit of shimmer. I think that this is going to perform just like a matte black. I'm going to use the same brush that I picked on Groovy on with, and I'm just tapping a couple times, like light taps, because I just want to deepen this out a tiny bit. So nothing crazy, and then I'm going to tap into Groovy again with the same brush. And then I'm going to go in again with the same brushes, no product. Yeah, so I'm going to go in with my NYX glitter primer, and I'm going to put a little bit of this on the lid. I think these shades will perform better with a little bit of a glitter glue. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Focus, which is this guy here, and that's going to go on the outer portion of my lid, just kind of where Groovy met over here. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with Winner, which is, this guy here, and that's going to go on the inner portion. I'm going to use the same brush, but just flipping it over. And actually, I like how I think that would have looked prettier just all over the lid without that shade. But we're here now. Beggars can't be choosers. We're going to just embrace this. I thought Focus would blend this groovy shade a little bit better, which I think it is actually. It's doing a pretty good job. I'm just gonna blend. Because again, I don't want this to be like a cut crease by any means, so I'm just gonna blend this. And then one more time, blend this guy. I think that's really pretty. So I'm gonna just really quick do the other eye. Okay, so that's basically the eyes done, except I wanna do a little something on the lower lash line. I guess we're just gonna take like a little tiny pencil brush and I'm gonna go in with Blitz, this guy here, because I love greens and I don't think I would want this look without a little bit of a green. So I'm just gonna put that on like the lower outer half. Then I'm gonna blend out using Adventurous and Likeable, same brushes, but I did pick up product this time. Okay, and the last thing that'll tie this look together is an inner corner. I was going to use my O for Rodeo Drive, but I'll just use this here. It's called Illusion. It's not exactly the right tone that I want, but it's fine. It's going to be fine. All right, I'm gonna throw on my mascara and a wing and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the finished look. I messed up on my wing over here, so I just embraced the double wing life. So I did add the double wing onto this eye as well. If I had the time to actually like clean up, I would make it just one solo wing, which is why I do my eyeshadow first normally, because this kind of stuff can be cleaned up a little bit easier. But this is the finished look and I really like it. I'll see you in look number 2 in like 2 seconds. Okay, so we're zoomed in close for look number 2 in this 3 looks 1 palette with my Profusion chocolate palette. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna focus on like this shade, and maybe a bit of, where am I? This guy? We'll see what I come up with. I'm just gonna start with some of the mattes first. So I'm going to start with like this guy here, which is called Polite, and then I'm going to go with Hidden here, and that's going to be like the base work of what I am doing. So I'm going to start with, what did I just say? Polite, the lightest shade. And I'm going to just take a nice big fluffy brush. My brushes will be right there as per usual, and we're just going to get started. So I've already primed my lids using my P. Louise Rumor 2 base. And this look is going to be a lot different than the one that you just saw. But I also feel like it's going to be easy. Like something that's not going to take a ton of time, which is good. Because sometimes you don't want like super strenuous looks. Okay, so that was the shade Polite, which is this guy here. And next I'm going to go to Hidden, which is this like a little bit pinky toned one. Polite was a little bit, just a smidge of like a satin, more so than like a true matte. So I think Hidden in the crease rather than the Polite, which was like kind of like the transition, almost like blended up to the brow bone. So I'm taking Polite, just a couple taps of that in to the brush. All right, and as I normally do, I'm going to take the brushes that I use basically and blend, you know? Don't know what that big hand gesture was, but we're going to go down the line. So since I only had one other brush and another color, that's what we're going to do there. Now I'm gonna take this brush that looks stained. It looks like there's blue on it, but there's nothing on it. It's just stained. And I am going into the shade Quest, that guy there. So it doesn't really matter that it's stained because we're going into like a relatively similar shade anyway. And I kind of want to put that in the crease, but I don't mind if it gets all over. To be honest, I want it to get all over because I am kind of just going for like a green smoky eye. I just want to make sure it's blended into the crease. Okay, and since I just kind of want to continue to build this up, I'm going to just blend everything out. And then I don't think I'm going to build up anymore on this eye. I feel like Quest got lost, so I'm going to add a little bit more. Cool. Okay, and now that we have basically the framework down, okay, so I think I'm going to take this like stubby brush. There's no name on this. I will have a similar one in the description box by 𝙏, I believe. But yeah, I'm just going to use this guy. And what I want to do is I want to go in with Cypress, that guy there. Beautiful, beautiful olive shade. I'm just going to load her up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just blend out with the same brushes. Same thing that I normally do, starting with the most recent blending brush, working my way back towards the first blending brush. No product on these brushes, just to blend it. Okay, and now since I feel like it's getting a little weird there, I'm going to pick up a smidge more of Hidden and just put that right on top. So that is kind of what that looks like. I'm going to do the other eye and I'll be right back. Okay, so then for the lower lash line, I want to go in with Quest, this guy, that green, the matte green. I want to use a pencil brush because this doesn't pick up that much, so I'm just going to pick that up, and I want to keep it pretty tight to like the actual lash line. Maybe this eye I'll be able to show you better. And then I'm not even going to go into Hidden. I'm going to take the brush that had Polite on it, pick up some more Polite, and then just blend. I feel like Cypress isn't showing up that well. So I'm going to take some glitter primer, pat it on, and then just pat Cypress on top of that. So I'm just going to use my finger. And then same finger, just gonna pick up Cypress. Way better application. And now I feel like you can actually see all the dimension that's in this shade. Oh, that's so much better. Oh, heck yeah, heck yeah. Okay, now since we're basically done, I'm gonna actually apply some of the same glitter primer to my inner corners. And then I'm gonna pick up Sunny. I think that'll be a fun pop, if you will. I think I'm gonna tap a little bit of, I think I'm gonna tap a little bit of Tango, which is just to help lighten it up because the inner corner is a little bit darker than what I like. Not mad at that, not at all. And then the very last thing I want to do is just put a brow bone shade on. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to take like a fluffy brush. I'm going to go in with Tango, that last shade, tap into it once, and then just slap that on up there. All right, I'm going to put my mascara on and I will be right back. Okay, so this is the finished look. I think it turned out really, really pretty. It's definitely a like grungy, like this is a great fall look, if I do say so myself. Like that grungy green, hint of gold. And look number 3 will be right now. Okay, so we're all zoomed in for look number 3, and I don't have any other makeup on because this is gonna be a very out of my comfort zone kind of look. I'm gonna do an actual like full cut crease, which is definitely not my forte. So if it's not cute, just be nice. This is not something I'm used to doing. So I've already primed my lids the same way the entire time. I used my P. Louise base. This is in the shade Rumor 2. I really like this base. I actually have a huge air bubble in it now, so like there's a lot of product gone. I'm very excited. I'm nervous about this, but I'm going to be taking the shades Polite, Hidden, Adventurous, and then Groovy. So I'm just going to go down the line of them. So first we're going to start with Polite. It's a little bit more of almost a satin rather than a full-on matte. So that I'm going to just put right on the brow bone. I don't know if you can really tell that that's like satiny. Okay, next I'm going to take Hidden. Hidden has a little bit more kick up than the other shade did. And I'm trying to put this higher in the crease. And as I do with every like blending, I go back to the previous brush or brushes, depending on what step I'm in or how many colors, brushes deep I am into a look. I go back with the same or like the previous brush or brushes and blend. Okay, going in with a bit more dense of a brush and Adventurous. So that one, every color I'm adding is going a little bit lower in the crease. I hope you can tell and see. The color has to be high enough where I'm not going to lose it when I cut my crease, but I don't want it like super crazy. In the bottom, it really doesn't matter if it's sloppy or not because it's going to get cut out, so it will be fine. Okay, and then going in with the shade here, Groovy, this just matte, deep brown. My brush is dirty, but it has like a very similar color on it, so I don't really care too much. So I'm just going to pick up a tad bit of that. Say a prayer and then hope for the best. I am going to go in with a bit of VIP and that's going to be right on the very bottom of all the stuff we just did. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. I just kind of want the definition there so I know kind of where I'm mapping everything out. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm mapping it out with this. Okay, and now I'm going back in with the same brush from before, blending the edge, like the top edge of that out. I don't really care what the bottom looks like because that should be cut when we do this crease. It's really just that top portion I want blended. I'm going to try to cut the top with some glitter glue, put a shimmer shade there, and then cut again so it has like that glitter liner effect. So I've never done this before. We're gonna really just hope for the best on this one. I'm a little nervous about it though. Now I'm gonna go in with Illusion, the lightest shade. Again, it's just really going right here on the lid. Okay, that didn't turn out as bad as I thought it was going to turn out, to be quite honest. So I'm going to do the other eye really quick. Okay, so I finished this eye over here, so we're going to walk through this eye together. So I took some of my P. Louise, you can't even see it, it matches my hand, my P. Louise Rumor 2 base, whatever primer or concealer or whatever you have will work. I'm going to lean in so you can see a little bit better. Of course, again, traffic starts right now. I'm taking a super, super small brush. This is a Morphe M408. It's like super, super stubby. So I discovered that I like this because it's super small, super precise. It allows a lot of control. So I'm going to stop talking. You're going to be able to see what I'm doing because I'm going to just mess this up if I keep talking. It is okay if you clean up the glitter region though. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a big fluffy brush. I don't want to open this eye because it will transfer, but I'm going to take that shade Polite, this guy here. I'm going to take it on a flat. This is just a pretty big flat brush. A nice packer brush, whatever you have will work. And I'm going to pat the wet primer down. And I go in with quite a bit of this, so that is kind of what we're looking like right now. So I'm going to do the rest of my face, and a wing will make this look better because it'll help like hide this little portion. I put the rest of my foundation and everything else on. I want to do my lower lash line first. So I'm going to take the brush that I used to do the VIP and the same brush that I used to do my brows. I'm going to take Groovy, that guy there, and we're going to stamp that the closest. Okay, so I'm going to just recreate what I did over here on this. So you saw me put down Groovy down first. I am going to blend it out with the brush that we initially put Groovy down with. No product is on this brush. I mean, like, no additional product. Then I'm going to take the brush that we picked up, Adventurous. I am picking up a bit of Adventurous. And I'm going to just kind of tap that down and then blend her. Then that brush doesn't blend the best, so I'm going to just go back with the same brush from before. Blend that a bit. So I'm going to take the brush that we picked up Hidden. I am going to pick up some Hidden. And then this is going to be the last shade because I don't want Polite down there. Polite's too like satiny. It's what we put on the actual lid, so I hope you guys can see the sheen a little bit. It's not like a true matte. It's definitely like a satin matte finish. So I am trying to also flick this out a bit. Okay, instead of using Illusion, which is like what we have in like the cut of the crease, I'm going to take Winter. It's a little bit more gold, and rather than like this, almost looks silver on the lid, I think. So I'm going to take whatever pencil brush you have near you will work fine. I'm going to load her up and then just tap her right there. So there's that. Just like something light, nothing crazy. You can even take a fluffy brush and blend it out if it's a little too aggressive for you right there. Just want something so it doesn't look like super closed off, even though this is like a cut crease, so it's very open looking. So now I'm going to take my Stila liquid liner, give her a good shake, and then we're going to line and using kind of that cut crease as a map. This eye will probably turn out better if I'm being quite honest, because it usually does. Okay, so this is the finished look for look number 3. I think that this turned out so good. I think that this turned out so good. This is definitely not my makeup style typically, but I definitely can get behind this. I think that this just looks really effortlessly cute. Yeah, I like can't stop staring at it. So, overall, I really enjoy the Profusion Chocolates palette. I think that this is a really great fall palette, if I'm being quite honest. Like, these tones really do speak to me. Like, great transition from like summer to fall. Like these greens and like this kind of tone, like some of these bronzies, beautiful for fall. I think that this is going to be a really nice palette for the fall time. Overall, I really like this. I'm really impressed with the formula. The shimmers are a little bit more crumbly than I'm used to personally. I think I'm used to buttery kind of shimmers, but these are a little bit more crumbly. Not a bad thing. I do my eyeshadow first, so it really doesn't matter in my opinion. The only like dud shade, I guess, is really the shade Quest, which was the one I was the most excited about. It is just a little bit drier. It almost doesn't really pick up on the finger, so I'm wondering if like I went ahead and like crumbled it up and repressed it, if that would help the formula out. I'm not really sure. I don't really want to do that. I think what I'm going to just have to do is kind of like scrape some product so it's like almost like a loose pigment. I don't mind doing that, honestly, so I might do that with Quest here. That's just kind of like the only shade in this palette that I've tried that does not feel buttery. Maybe crumbly is not the right word for the shimmer because most of them feel very smooth. It's really just like these lighter two and then like Cypress and Blitz. They feel a little bit more crumbly than creamy, but overall like this guy, that's super creamy. That feels very soft. Like they're very soft and nice. Like they're not bad at all. Thank you again to Hayleigh for giving this palette to me a couple months ago, and I'm almost ashamed that I haven't used it as much as I've wanted to. This is like my perfect color story, if I'm honest. So thank you so much for watching. Again, I appreciate it. I will have Hayleigh's channel linked down below because she did gift this over to me, and then up again in the cards above. So I will catch you in my next video. Until then, stay healthy, stay sane, and stay safe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!